Yo, what's going on, guys? Mr. Tweets here, guys. Before the actual video starts, guys, I'm gonna be streaming on Kick. If it's kick.com/Mr. Tweets, link down in the below. So make sure you guys go down there, follow me there. If you guys don't know this, but we're gonna be watching this XDefiant tips, whatever it's called. I'm so pumped for XDefiant. It comes out on Tuesday. Comes out Tuesday, May 21st. As a recording, it is 4:17 in the morning. 4:17 in the morning. I'm recording this video. We're gonna be watching this fully, so let's get right into it. Okay. PC player. XDebrief.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to XDebrief, the show that gives you all the news, details, and updates on XDefiant. My name is Yusuf Garcia Magid, and I'll be your host. Every episode, I'll be joined by a developer to talk about the state of the game, what updates are on the way, and give you a first look at new things like maps, weapons, factions, and more.
Okay.
We also want to build the show with you. So let me introduce you to a crucial member of our team, Zach Paget. Zach is a community developer on XDefiant, and he's the...
Why did he say XDefiant like that? Why did he say it like that? Yo. Why did he say it like that? Yo, I know my hair is a little crazy right now. Okay, my hair is crazy. I actually took a nap on accident. But, anyways.
Direct link between you and the show. Take it away, Zach.
Hey everyone, I'm Zach, the community developer on XDefiant. As Yusuf just mentioned, there is no XDebrief without you. So feel free to talk to us. Comment on this YouTube video or post in our Discord and let us know what you want to see in the show.
Appreciate it.
We want to make sure that you're both seen and heard. So each XDebrief will end with a community segment where we'll be answering those questions and showing off amazing moments. To be a part of the show, just use the hashtag XDebrief to submit your questions and gameplay clips. Until next time.
Till next time.
Now, this being the first episode of XDebrief, we thought it only fitting to start things off with executive producer Mark Rubin.
Mark Rubin, he made like Modern Warfare 2, 3, and Ghost, right? That's that guy, right? Let me know down in the comments down below.
I caught up with him earlier to talk about the team's vision for the game and how it'll grow and evolve with players.
Okay.
Let's get into the nitty gritty here because I'm so curious to pick your brain about it. Obviously, you have a ton of experience with first-person shooters, and I want to know, for you, what makes a great arcade shooter?
It's going to always be the control.
Yeah, I love arcade games. Trying to get into more to like the arcadey games. If you guys don't know, I played the finals. I did stream it on YouTube. I actually really enjoyed it. That's the only game that Jeffrey's really good at. But anyways, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It's just, for me, it was a little hard. But then I played this beta, and I enjoyed it so much. And they just kept delaying and delaying, and I was so sad. And I forgot about this game until a couple weeks ago. And all of a sudden, it's coming out May 21st. May 21st. Not sponsored.
If you don't get the controls right, if you don't get the feel, the fluidity, and that's not just the controls themselves, that also has to do with things like the map design and how you flow through the map. If it doesn't feel so natural that you almost don't notice it, you're really not quite there yet. And I think that's something that we've had as a major focus for our game since the very beginning.
Yo, everybody go and say, get rid of the shotguns.
And it's why we brought in a lot of experts, a lot of pro players, to make sure we get those controls just right.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of what makes a good first-person shooter, I know you've made some very specific decisions with XDefiant, one of them being no skill-based matchmaking. Now,
Okay, I'm so glad they don't have no skill-based matchmaking in this game, because if you guys do not know the skill-based matchmaking, I work full-time, okay, and me coming home, I have to, like, put on a jersey. I gotta like, sweat my, whole face is just sweating. I just want to come home, relax, go strip down to my underwear, hop on a game, and just enjoy it. Just without freaking playing for $1 million every fucking game. You know what I'm saying?
Folks who might not be familiar,
I do know that they are gonna have a skill-based matchmaking in ranked, which should be the only place that has skill-based matchmaking, by the way. But so glad I could just come home and just enjoy.
What exactly is skill-based matchmaking, and why did you decide that it wasn't right for XDefiant?
Okay, so skill-based matchmaking, also known as oftenly as SBMM, basically where the game decides that you have a certain skill level after it kind of watches you play for a few matches, and then matches you up with people who are equivalent on your skill level. Now, in the olden days, it was pretty light and didn't really intrude too much into the game. It has become something that is more what they call actually engagement-based matchmaking now, where it sort of is like an AI that's monitoring your behavior and going, okay, this person's getting beaten too many times and we think they might quit, so we're going to make the game easier for them, and then you'll get a game where you win, and then it'll bring you back to the playing against the same people you were playing before. And the thing with all that, besides the whole sort of morality,
I like that,
is that I think it creates a stale experience, right? Like you keep playing against the same exact people, not the same exact people specifically, but the same exact type of player.
Okay,
you lose out
I
on
respect
all the fun variety that I think a lot of the old school shooters
I like this guy.
had. Like you jump into a match and
you guys don't know I am 23 years old, and so when the games that he made, I was really young when these games came out, by the way, so just gonna give that heads up. But I like this guy, I like Mike Rubin. I think he's a cool guy. I do follow him on Twitter or X, whatever the hell you want to call it nowadays. I don't know, but he's a cool guy. I like him.
See a guy in there,
appreciate him,
wrecking, right? And he is just absolutely destroying, and you're kind of having fun with it because he's just so good, or she. And then you get into another game where you're the person who's wrecking, right? Like, and that experience, that variety is really what I think is missing in a lot of some of the modern arcade shooters, and I think it's something that we really feel is important to bring back to first-person shooters.
Your philosophy with XDefiant through this whole pre-launch phase seems to be, let's get it in the hands of players, let's listen to players, and obviously there was a closed beta, you've also had open sessions, you've had,
I played the open session. It was so much fun. I already said this already, but it was so much fun. Jeffrey and I, we played it, and I had a blast. He had a blast. He's actually, Jeffrey's even really excited about this game. And it's just weird and coincidence to it, because he doesn't really get excited about games like these. So, but when this game kind of came out, he was just like, yeah, I can't wait. I already pre-downloaded it. I have it pre-downloaded. I have it pre-downloaded on my PC. I have it pre-downloaded on my PlayStation 5. I'm going to pre-download it on an Xbox. So, everywhere I go.
ETS session as well.
Yo, imagine if they have, I'm sorry to keep pausing, imagine if they have a BR.
What sort of feedback are you getting
think they go
from
to
players,
BR?
and how has the game kind of evolved from that closed beta to where it is now at launch?
It's amazing how much influence players have had on this game. I mean, you look at the start at our very, very first closed beta where we were a Tom Clancy punk rock game.
I remember that.
The feedback we got was
I didn't play the closed beta, but I watched it.
Nobody liked it. And we were like, okay. We said, let's redo it. Let's take the time to redesign.
Finally, somebody listening to the community.
Things like that. It's been
finally
like map voting was something that
I love
we
map
didn't have
voting. I
on
don't
our
like
roadmap
being stuck
until much
in
later after launch as a possible
forced to play a
add
map. I don't want to.
And everything we've done, whether it's through all the tests and all the design features,
people AFK.
like map voting, that we actually put in early and got it into some of our playtests because players requested it. That's the behavior that we have on this game, and that's the philosophy that has led to where we are now and will continue to drive us for the future.
Speaking of that gathering feedback and the input players have had, what is your philosophy on gathering player feedback? Because obviously there are the vocal folks out there who are going to let their opinions be known, but you're also gathering a lot of data, I imagine, behind the scenes. So how do you balance those two, what people are asking for versus what you're seeing?
The more we communicate with our audience, the more we talk with them, the more we listen.
Thank you.
And the more we show them, compare with the data.
Thank you.
And I think for us, again, transparency being a big thing, I want to share that data, not just say, hey, the data shows that we think this is the right choice, so that's why we made that choice. I'd rather say, hey, look, here's the data. This is what we're working with. This is what we've found. I know there's some opinions that maybe contradict this, but we
Did you guys just see that lag?
we have this data. Let's talk about it. I think there's that language that we have to build with our audience. It's something we want to continue to do for 8 or more years from now. We want to keep having that same kind of dialogue with our audience.
When you look at XDefiant, what things need to happen for it to achieve that level of success?
It's all about exciting content. Content that just makes you go, I did not expect that. And for us, you know, we have access to every single IP that Ubisoft has ever shipped. So
that's gonna be lit.
You can think of is available to us in some way or format. So when we look at our roadmap, content-wise, we already have most of our content done for the first year, and we're already working into our second year.
Oh, good job.
Things like a new faction every season is going to change up the gameplay and change up the meta of the gameplay. I love how our maps, you know, keeping the game fresh, keeping you excited about there's a new place to play the game in a new and completely surprising location. That's something that will really keep this game going for a long period of time.
I imagine it's been a long road to get here. What does this moment mean to you?
This is a special moment to be able to come together.
Yeah, get up and Mark Rubin down.
IP, a brand new shooter that has so far the amount of attention that this one has had. For me personally, being here today and this moment is just is a huge achievement for myself, for the team, and emotionally just super exciting. I can't wait.
Enjoy this one.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, enjoy.
It's really exciting. Thank you for having me.
While Mark and team have been working on XDefiant for a while now, for players, the journey is just about to start. For those of you brand new to XDefiant, we had Mark give you his top tips
XDefiant's
5 game modes.
Okay, pay attention, y'all. Pay attention.
One of the key things that people don't necessarily realize is that multiple people on the package make it move faster. So when you get the opportunity, and you can get a few of the defenders to have to respawn, jump on that package and move it as fast as you can.
Okay.
For zone
I wonder what the pro game modes are
going
to be.
Pushing or defending. For attackers, having someone as a phantom with
either
the deployable shield or the blitz shield,
to
use that to dive and push into the zones while being supported by healing from Libertad or extra DPS from cleaners will really help you push into those zones.
I don't know.
If you're
this game looks fun too.
DedSec, cleaners, echelon characters, when you're in there and you're able to create the chaos, disrupt the coordinated effort that the offense is putting, that's going to help you win that round. So domination is a pretty well-known and classic game mode. And flanking has always been important in this mode because players are often super focused on the points. And with XDefiant, our factions like Echelon have great abilities to help them be better flankers. And another tip for domination is if you can get control of the B point, don't sit back on the point trying to defend. Push a little bit forward. Not too much so that you lose your back point.
So it's exactly like Call of Duty.
To interrupt any kind of coordinated attack.
Bad aim, bro. Bad aim. Bad aim.
To be successful on Occupy, it's
still
all
get to kill
about
somehow,
getting to the next point before the other team does. Which means rotating
this is
early,
hard point.
Knowing where your points are going to spawn, getting there, and keeping an eye on the clock so you can get there early. So Hotshot is basically
I thought that said Mr. Tweez.
It's about getting as many kills as you can and collecting the other players' bounties to increase your score. The key thing is, if the Hotshot is on your team, make sure you try to let that person collect the bounties, because they will be worth 3 points versus 1 point.
That's me, all me.
Those are my top tips for each game mode, but in XDefiant, there are always different ways to win. So best of luck to everyone out there.
Nothing cleans like burning. Don't forget to clock out.
For an arena shooter like XDefiant, map knowledge is so important. So to better understand how maps are built, we had creative director Safi Sada break it down.
Hi, I'm Safi, creative director on XDefiant, and today we're talking about maps. As you may already know, XDefiant is an arcade shooter where many worlds collide. Our goal for maps
3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
fully
8,
embrace
9,
the fantasy of
10,
the worlds they
11,
come from.
12, 13,
We're proud
14.
to have
14
an
maps
extremely
right off the
diverse
bat.
pool of maps at launch.
Oh, I
You'll
guess
feel a big visual
late.
contrast when jumping from map to map, ranging from the vibrant and Caribbean-inspired Pueblito from Far Cry 6 to the urban streets of Brooklyn from The Division.
I guess I didn't really know that, I guess.
Or the playful Noodle Tech campus from Watch Dogs 2.
I gotta scale my
That contrast is also something we aim for through the map design, as we always try to convey the original game's layout as much as possible. It helps us make our game richer and more varied, offering players opportunities to use different loadouts and faction combinations to best adapt to the map they play. A good example is the way we designed Echelon HQ from scratch, but kept it inspired by Splinter Cell. It's an arena map that offers a lot of opportunities to hide, easily take cover, and sneak up on opponents using air.
I'm looking at the map, thinking that I'm freaking playing the game.
Vents and other small tunnels to surprise them. It all ties back to the spy fantasy. Attica Heights from Ghost Recon Phantoms is another arena map worth mentioning.
Sorry, my dude, but
since Phantoms was a PvP shooter, we were able to stay closer to the original map layout, which offered a unique set of features.
That's kind of cool, actually.
It's fully symmetrical, has long sightlines, pitfalls, and an interesting layered central objective point. Another big element we're proud of is our linear maps. These maps are designed for asymmetrical modes that have progressive objectives. We knew these maps and modes would make our faction gameplay shine, but didn't know if it was going to work with our fast TTK. So we first experimented with an escort mode on Times Square, and it was an instant hit with the team. From there, we decided to make linear maps a true part of our core game and added another linear mode called Zone Control. Their bigger size allows for bigger spaces and landmarks, but also very distinct and contrasted styles within each map. For example, when playing Meltdown, players start outside on a snowy train track with...
Oh, what's that game mode? What's that game called? What is it called? You're in third person. Dude, I can't remember what the game's called.
With long sightlines, before getting inside the foundry with more close quarter combat, and then finish in the huge blast furnace circular room. Each zone of the map calls for different gameplay dynamics.
It's not the finals. Rogue Company! Rogue Company! I actually really enjoyed Rogue Company. I like that hacker guy. Somebody like this hacking people. That's what I was trying to figure. Rogue Company. Rogue Company is a good arcade game.
We've put a lot of work into the 14 maps going out at launch and already consider them a strong pillar of XDefiant. We are really happy to see the positive reaction so far, so we'll keep pushing on this pillar and intend to release one new map every single month. I can't wait to see how players react to some very surprising ones we're currently working on. Thanks for watching, and see you online.
With Mark's game mode tips and Safi's map walkthrough, you're more than prepared to start racking up wins in XDefiant. But what happens next? How do you go from being good at the game to being great at the game?
You play the game.
Well, that's exactly what we asked a bunch of professional FPS players. Here are their tips on how to play XDefiant like a pro.
XDefiant. How to play XDefiant like Mr. Tweets.
Top tips to play XDefiant like
good
a pro.
Good.
I would say number one, your loadout. You got to have the right loadout. You got to get the attachments that are benefiting the playstyle that you want to aim for.
I like to put on attachments that make it quicker. I like to be fast. I like to be mobile.
Pac-Man.
For you, you might need to be more accurate. Either way, try them, see how they fit you, and go from there.
If I have to go with go-to attachments, I'd probably go with Quick Draw. Quick Draw is always a must for me, just to be able to pull my gun up faster. When it comes to assault rifles too, I like to throw on the red dot just so I can be able to see what I'm shooting at. Those are my two must-haves.
I personally love Quick Draw across the board on the SMGs, the assault rifles, and it just makes it so you want to have a good balance of good recoil control, be able to aim in quickly, and be ready for those spontaneous gunfights.
And putting attachments on your gun to up your strafe speed, especially on ARs, is one of the best things you can do to up your accuracy percentage without having to mess with your aim or sensitivity too much.
So I sprint a lot. I'm kind of a fast running gun player. So I aim for those sprint out attachments. That sprint out time, reduce that. ADS time, reduce that.
Bro, I didn't even see that guy.
But also you need to maintain and not add too much complexity in terms of adding recoil and basically getting those negative movement speed penalties. So you really want to kind of fine tune to cater to your playstyle to make sure that you're always available to play the way you want with the best loadout possible.
Ooh, good aim, good aim.
The second tip would be understanding the movement mechanics, and that's because XDefiant isn't a game that is slow paced and you can just kind of hold your ADS and walk around the map.
Movement is a really core aspect of our gameplay. Not only defensively but also offensively when you're.
Okay, yo. I suggest to get the PS5 Pro controller. It is so worth it. It's more comfortable. You can have the back paddles, the trigger stops, and everything. It feels so much nicer than a regular PS5 controller. I suggest that it is expensive. It is expensive, yes, but it is worth the money. I love it. Once you get a stick drift, you can buy new. You don't have to buy a whole new controller if you have really bad stick drift. Just fucking buy a new thingies for like $20. So nice.
When you're in an engagement, for us, like the slide jump combo is super effective when you're going on the offensive.
Why? You make people miss. When people miss, it's easier to use your skills, your abilities, your ultras, your ultimates. Anything you do in the game becomes easier when you slide, jump, and move effectively in the air.
What we do is we allow you to keep your momentum through slides as long as you're maintaining forward momentum, so you're able to kind of chain those events back and forth. Another big aspect is our in-air ability, because you can strafe in air. So if you're in a gunfight, wiggle your left stick a little, or if you're on mouse and keyboard, A and D, and you'll basically be able to kind of navigate mid-air, which gives you a little like side juke, and it's really hard to hit.
A lot of players in the closed beta, they used it to like camera corners. And what that means is basically you'll slide jump as you come around the corner.
I know what that means.
So it just makes you a harder target to hit.
Acceleration of movement is what increases that cameraing aspect. So what I want you to do is maybe you hit that corner slow, and then you throw in a movement to make it accelerate to being fast.
You know when you hit it like really good, when you feel like somebody missed a whole clip on you, you hit a reload.
You know what, really good?
Mid-air, mid-strafe, and then you kill them. I think it's like the #1 most like skill gap differentiating thing in the game.
If someone's doing that to you, I would say the best counter is really just crouching. I think crouching is like a really effective method in counterplay, because you basically just crouch down, you're stagnant, but the enemy is going to be expecting you to be doing what they're doing, and you can really throw them off guard and probably get the advantage.
Holy cow.
You need to be strafing into.
I should not record videos.
The less
4 o'clock in the morning
you have on the right stick, the more accurate you're going to be. So what I mean by that, like your ADS, and I need you to strafe to put that red dot on your target.
So when we're talking about a game like XDefiant, where we have factions and different playable characters, that's a whole nother story and a whole nother thing you need to take into mind when you're playing the game.
Is all about getting value out of your abilities with each character and using them at the right times in coordination with your teammates to maximize value.
Nasty.
So if you use these abilities at the right time, you can minimize the amount of actual.
I wonder how the pro play is gonna be. I should do some watch parties. I think that'd be fucking lit. Watch parties.
You can have and force the enemy team
on
to spawn out as far as possible
yeah.
based on these kills. So you take ability like the Aegis, for example. You pop that at the right time, and instead of burning multiple ultra abilities on one hard point, you combine that with a Remedio healing on the ground.
That's lit.
And there's no way the other enemy teams are going to be able to take back a hard point. You can use that, lock down 45 free seconds, and then use your next ultra ability on the rotation towards new. So it's all about timing those abilities at the right time to basically make it so you can lock down with your teammates and not have to take gunfights.
Use a faction that not only helps yourself but your team would be Libertad. They have a healing ability that heals you and anyone in the vicinity of you, so it can come to good use in team fights, team play.
On top of movement is knowing when you should play a specific character. because they all have their own positives, they all have their own negatives, but there's always a way to counter.
Understanding the power positions, really, so you don't get caught off guard, so you don't ever have to play reactionary. You're always one step ahead. And an example of what a power spot is, I'll use the map Arena for example. Top mid is a power position, and the reason why it's a power position is because of where all the spawns are in the map.
You guys better pay attention to this, okay? Because they're giving us some good details. Okay, if you guys don't play Call of Duty, like sweaty stuff, like don't pay attention, you don't watch like the CDL and stuff. This is like really good tips actually. So like I actually know where like the spawns are gonna be, where the good power spots are. It's just nice. It's just nice to know.
You spawn in a lot of the times
before the game comes
in, like,
out.
the locker rooms, in the tunnels around the outskirts of the map. So
you see
while
what I
you're
mean?
top mid, you can really get an angle on every spawn that your enemy will be coming from, and you can also hold lanes down. When you get into these power spots, sometimes you can use either gun if you're more of an AR player or an SMG player.
It's more so just getting some game knowledge, and that goes with just putting a lot of time into the game, and with time, your knowledge will come.
These are sort of advanced things, but these are things that are definitely going to help improve your play.
Victory. GG's. I have. Okay, this is the player of the game stuff. That's pretty lit.
That's it for our first episode of X Debrief. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to follow us at PlayXDefiant and submit your questions and gameplay clips with the hashtag XDebrief. Congrats to all the developers who worked so hard on the game. Be kind to them. Thanks to Mark and Safi for joining us today.
Yeah, be nice.
We'll see you all in Season 1. Have fun.
You mean Season 0, right? Preseason, that's what he means. Okay, but hope you guys all enjoyed the video. XDefiant comes out Tuesday, May 21st. I'm gonna be streaming. I'm also gonna be posting a lot more here on YouTube. I'll be more videos because I'll be streaming on Kick. But so YouTube will actually be YouTube videos just like this. I'm gonna do reaction videos, just stuff, like updates on XDefiant, because I am moving on to XDefiant if you guys did not know that. But hope you guys all enjoy. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.